Hey guys, it's Liali here. I just want to do another YouTube video about cultural difference because I have a lot of time to kill and I haven't really done anything on my channel on the past few days. And I've just had an involvement in a big kind of OPD project, which stands for One Planet Development. And actually, coming in from a sociology perspective was really interesting because the primary focus was about sustainability, but actually, sustainability and sociology obviously relate really closely together, considering that both disciplines really study ecology very intensely. So I suppose I just want to talk about cultural difference and what it actually is. Cultural difference is a constructed lens, it's a constructed product of a very Eurocentric, which means Western way of thinking or colonialist way of thinking, which can, when manifested in different formats, such as learning in textbooks or growing up in a country which allows oppression of other cultures, and you're the part of the dominant culture, not by your own fault, it's just how things are, or there is an obvious cultural difference in any relationship or workplace scenario or general neighbourhood scenario, for example. And sometimes policy can affect this and not help, or can help merge cultures together if wanted. And then also cultural differences brings in the topic of assimilation. So assimilation is when the dominant culture kind of expects the non-dominant cultures to merge and behave like the dominant culture, and that's also a form of othering and oppression. So that's been happening for centuries and it's still happening now. It's happening in our environments, it's happening amongst our friends, our family, amongst our colleagues, people that we work with. So, the dining room table example I provided was just an example to show or demonstrate how cultural difference can manifest in the most simplest social situations. Another one I can give is about the people I was working with on this project were white but from different cultures. So I was basically a bit of an anomaly, although neither I was British and another colleague was British. We weren't of the same ethnicity, and actually this made it very difficult for my colleague to treat me as equally as she did the international colleague who was white. So these are kind of crossovers that I want to start talking about in a bit more depth. And I want to mention that cultural difference is actually a construct, it's not real. Racism is not real, however, it affects everybody in the environment, we live in a constructed reality, and therefore racism is a product of that construct because it keeps people marginalised, and so economic profits can be gained by marginalisation, because the more people who develop traumas from being racially assaulted on micro and macro levels, micro being personal and institutional, meso, and then macro level policy and law. These are all forms of cultural difference and discrimination, and you can then see through these concentric circles they manifest in completely different ways, and when this manifestation takes place in all concentric circles, it can be overbearing. So the more trauma that person has as a result of this, the more profit is given to services, because really for each person using a service, you know, the government, I suppose, may get a fair slice of that profit. That's just one example that or theory that floats around in the sociology ethos and the atmosphere. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with it. It's just a theory that is sort of floating around in the ether about the way that people are treated in terms of cultural difference. So I'm going to leave it there, and I will come back with another video possibly tomorrow. Bye.